Are you struggling with life's challenges? Do you feel overwhelmed by things beyond your control? What if you could stay strong no matter what happens? Stay with us as we uncover the power of Stoicism. Subscribe and like our video to receive more life-changing wisdom. Why do hard times feel overwhelming? Struggles are a universal part of life. Whether it's financial difficulties, emotional pain, relationship conflicts, or uncertainty about the future. Challenges often feel overwhelming because of how we perceive them. When faced with adversity, most people experience anxiety, fear of the unknown and the future, frustration, feeling helpless or stuck, self-doubt, questioning one's abilities or worth, resistance to change, wanting things to go back to how they were. The true cause of suffering is not the struggle itself, but our reaction to it. Instead of accepting reality, people resist it, which leads to mental suffering. Stoicism teaches that hardships are not obstacles, but training grounds for strength. The world is unpredictable, and difficulties will always arise. What matters is how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When facing adversity, shift your mindset from victimhood to strength. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can this make me stronger? I can't handle this." Say, "I will endure, no matter what. This is unfair." Remind yourself life is unpredictable, but I control my response. Every challenge is an opportunity to practice resilience, facing hardship with inner calm, patience, understanding that nothing lasts forever, wisdom, learning from difficulties instead of fearing them. First, Stoic exercise: accept and adapt. Acknowledge what's happening, don't resist reality. Identify what you can control, focus only on actions within your power. Mentally prepare for difficulties. Remind yourself that struggle is part of life, and you are capable of handling it. Why do people struggle emotionally? Most people suffer not because of what happens to them, but because of how they interpret and react to life's events. When something bad happens, the mind automatically assigns negative meanings, such as, "This is unfair. I don't deserve this. My life is falling apart. I will never recover from this." This emotional resistance creates more suffering than the event itself. Stoicism offers a way to break free from this cycle. What is Stoicism? Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to stay calm, resilient, and focused no matter what happens. It originated in ancient Greece and Rome, practiced by great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Unlike other philosophies that are purely theoretical, Stoicism is practical. It provides immediate tools to improve daily life. Why Stoicism is life? The foundation of Stoicism is simple. You cannot control what happens, but you can always control your response. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that no external event has the power to disturb you unless you allow it to. For example, you lose a job. A person without Stoicism might panic, feel like a failure, and fall into despair. A Stoic, however, would remain calm and focus on what they can do next. Someone insults you. Instead of getting angry, a Stoic would recognize that other people's words are not in their control and refuse to take offense. The key teachings of Stoicism: control what you can, ignore what you can't. You control your thoughts, actions, and attitude. You don't control other people, the past, or external circumstances. Detach from emotions and react with reason. Instead of being controlled by emotions, Stoics learn to observe them without reacting impulsively. First, Stoic exercise: the control test. Next time you feel stressed, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, let it go and focus only on what you can influence. By practicing Stoicism, you begin to free yourself from unnecessary suffering and develop unshakable inner strength. Why do we suffer mentally? Most suffering is not caused by external events, but by our own thoughts about those events. The mind exaggerates problems, creates fear, and replays negative experiences, making us feel trapped in a cycle of anxiety, regret, or frustration. For example, a person insults you. Your mind replays it over and over, making you angry. You fail at something. Your mind convinces you that you're a failure, even though failure is just part of growth. You worry about the future. The mind imagines worst-case scenarios that may never happen. The Stoics believed that control over the mind is the key to inner peace. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does it mean to control the mind? Controlling the mind does not mean suppressing emotions or ignoring reality. Instead, it means training yourself to respond to life with reason instead of emotion. The mind is like a wild horse if left unchecked. It runs in all directions, leading to chaos. Stoicism teaches us to hold the reins and direct our thoughts intentionally. Practical steps to control the mind. Stoic practices. 1. Separate facts from opinions. Most stress comes from opinions, not facts. Fact: you lost your job. Opinion: I will never recover from this. Fact: someone insulted you. Opinion: they ruined my day. When a negative thought arises, ask yourself, is this a fact or just my interpretation? Once you separate facts from opinions, the situation becomes clearer and less emotional. 2. Pause before reacting. Instead of reacting impulsively to problems, take a mental step back. When anger arises, pause and breathe. When anxiety appears, observe it without judgment. Seneca advised, "A raging storm does not last forever, neither do strong emotions." 3. Focus on the present moment. The mind suffers when it lives in the past or the future. The past is overlearned from it, but don't dwell on it. The future is uncertain, plan for it, but don't fear it. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? By focusing on the present, you prevent the mind from wandering into fear, regret, or worry. First, Stoic exercise, the observer mind. Throughout the day, observe your thoughts like an outsider. Whenever a negative thought appears, pause and question it. Instead of reacting emotionally, respond logically. Embracing hardship as training. Most people see hardship as something to avoid, fear, or escape. When challenges arise, they feel frustrated, overwhelmed, or victimized. However, hardship is not the enemy, it is an essential part of growth. Why do we resist hardship? We want life to be easy and predictable. We fear discomfort, pain, or failure. We assume challenges mean something is wrong. But Stoicism teaches that hardship is not a punishment, it is training. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that instead of avoiding difficulties, we should use them as opportunities to become stronger. How to train yourself to embrace hardship. Stoic practices. This means that instead of avoiding difficulties, we should use them as opportunities to become stronger. 1. Expect challenges. Most suffering comes from the shock of unexpected hardship. But if you mentally prepare for difficulties, they become easier to handle. Ask yourself every morning, what challenges might I face today? How will I respond with strength? 2. View struggles as a test of strength. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, how can I use this challenge to become stronger? A Stoic does not complain about obstacles, they see them as opportunities for growth. 3. Voluntary discomfort. Practicing hardship on purpose. One of the best ways to train your mind is by choosing discomfort before life forces it on you. Fast for a day to train yourself against cravings. Take cold showers to strengthen your tolerance for discomfort. Sleep without a pillow to remind yourself that comfort is optional. By practicing hardship intentionally, you develop mental toughness, so when real struggles arise, you are already prepared. First, Stoic exercise, the hardship reframe. First, Stoic exercise, the hardship reframe. Think of a current challenge in your life. Instead of resisting it, reframe it as training. This is making me stronger. I am being prepared for something greater. I can endure anything. Repeat this mindset shift whenever you face difficulty. The big moment, applying Stoicism in real life. Many people read about Stoicism, understand its principles, and feel inspired. But true Stoicism is not about theory, it's about action. Knowing how to stay calm in hard times means nothing if you can't apply it when life gets difficult. The real test of Stoicism comes in moments of stress, failure, conflict, or uncertainty. When the pressure is on, do you react emotionally, or do you remain rational and composed? How to apply Stoicism in real-life situations. In moments of stress, instead of panicking, pause and breathe. Ask yourself, what is in my control right now? Focus on solutions, not problems. For example, if you're overwhelmed with work, instead of saying I can't handle this, reframe it as I will focus on one task at a time. 2. When facing failure or rejection. Failure is not a reflection of your worth, it's just an event. A Stoic sees failure as a teacher, not an enemy. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Remember that every great success comes after failures. Move forward without attaching your identity to the outcome. Epictetus said, do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens be the way it is, and you will be happy. 3. During conflict or insults. Most people react emotionally to conflict. Stoics, however, stay calm and composed because they know you cannot control what others say. Only your reaction is within your control. When someone insults you, instead of getting angry, pause and detach. Ask yourself, does their opinion define me? Remind yourself, their words are just noise. I will not let them control my emotions. Respond with logic or ignore them completely. Marcus Aurelius said, you always have the option of having no opinion. 4. When facing uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. Most anxiety comes from wanting certainty in an uncertain world. Stoicism teaches us to accept uncertainty instead of fearing it. Focus on the present moment, not imaginary future problems. Accept that you will never control everything, and that's okay. Trust yourself to handle whatever comes. First, Stoic exercise, the pause and reframe technique. Whenever you feel a strong emotional reaction, pause for a few seconds, then ask, is my reaction helping or hurting me? How would a Stoic respond? What part of this is under my control? By practicing this in real-life situations, you will develop emotional resilience, mental strength, and complete control over your reactions. Why do people feel helpless? One of the biggest sources of human suffering is the desire to control things we cannot control. People get frustrated, anxious, or even depressed when life doesn't go according to their expectations. Common thoughts that create suffering. I can't believe they treated me this way. Wanting to control other people's actions. I hope nothing bad happens tomorrow. Worrying about an unpredictable future. I should have done things differently. Obsessing over the past. The truth is, we do not control most things in life, but we do control how we respond to them. This is the foundation of Stoic peace of mind. Epictetus said, some things are up to us, and some things are not. Things you control, your thoughts and perceptions, your actions and decisions, your attitude and effort. Things you cannot control, other people's opinions or actions, the past or the future, unexpected events or circumstances. Most people waste energy worrying about things they cannot change, instead of focusing on what they can control. How to stop worrying about what you can't control. 1. Accept that life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan, things will go differently than expected. Instead of resisting this, embrace uncertainty. Instead of, I hope nothing bad happens, say, no matter what happens, I will handle it. 2. Shift focus to your actions. You can't force success, but you can control how much effort you put in. You can't control whether people like you, but you can choose to be kind and authentic. Whenever you feel stressed, ask yourself, am I focusing on things I control or things I don't? 3. Practice the letting go exercise. Write down 3 things you are worrying about. Next to each one, label it as, in my control gives take action, not in my control gives let it go. Commit to focusing only on what you can change. First Stoic exercise, the control test. Anytime you feel upset, frustrated, or stressed, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If yes, take action. If no, let it go and focus on your mindset. Why do people struggle with criticism? Criticism is a part of life. No matter how well you do, someone will always have an opinion about you. Many people fear criticism because they want approval from others. Take criticism as a personal attack. Feel the need to prove themselves right. This leads to anger, frustration, and However, Stoicism teaches that criticism is only harmful if you let it affect you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." What you control, your reaction to criticism. Whether you take criticism personally or rationally, whether you use it to improve yourself. Other people's opinions, how others interpret your actions, whether people like you or not. A Stoic does not fear criticism because they understand that people's opinions are not in their control. How to handle criticism the Stoic way. 1. Pause before reacting. Many people immediately defend themselves when criticized. Instead, pause and take a breath before responding. Ask yourself, is this criticism helpful or just noise? If helpful, learn from it. If just noise, ignore it. Epictetus said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses but say, 'He does not know my other faults, else he would have mentioned them too.'" 2. Consider the source. If criticism comes from a wise person, consider their feedback. If it comes from someone negative, ignore it. 3. Train yourself to be unaffected. The strongest person is the one who is calm in the face of insults. Imagine someone insults you, but you remain silent and unbothered. They lose power over you because you refuse to react emotionally. This is the ultimate Stoic strength. First, Stoic exercise, the criticism reframe. Next time you receive criticism, pause and ask, does this help me grow? Is this worth my energy? If it's useful, use it as feedback. If it's just noise, let it go and move forward. Why does money cause stress? Why does money cause stress? Financial stress is one of the biggest sources of anxiety. People worry about paying bills and covering basic needs, saving for the future, unexpected financial crises, comparing their wealth to others. Money problems often feel overwhelming because people focus on what they lack instead of what they can control. Stoicism teaches that financial stability is not about wealth, but about mindset and discipline. Seneca said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The Stoic approach to money and financial stress. What you can control, your spending habits, your work ethic and income-generating efforts, your attitude toward money. The economy, unexpected expenses, other people's financial status. Many people stress over money because they focus on external factors instead of internal control. Stoicism shifts this focus. How to overcome financial stress using Stoic principles. 1. Control your desires. Most financial stress comes from wanting more than we need. People chase luxury, social status, and material things, thinking they will bring happiness. The Stoic solution: practice contentment. Focus on needs, not wants. Understand that happiness is internal, not dependent on wealth. Epictetus said, "Wealth is not about having many possessions, but about having few needs." 2. Separate needs from wants. When facing financial difficulty, prioritize what truly matters. Food, shelter, and security come first. Luxury, entertainment, and excess spending are secondary. If you train yourself to be comfortable with less, financial stress will have less power over you. 3. Prepare for financial hardships. A Stoic does not fear money problems, they prepare for them. Live below your means. Save and invest wisely. Expect that financial setbacks will come, so they do not shock you. First, Stoic exercise, the money mindset shift. Write down 3 unnecessary expenses in your life. Challenge yourself to cut them for 1 month. Reflect on whether your happiness was truly affected. By controlling your attitude toward money, you gain freedom from financial stress and become more resilient to economic changes. Why do toxic people affect us? Everyone encounters negative, manipulative, or toxic individuals, work in relationships, or even within their own family. Toxic people drain energy by constantly complaining or spreading negativity. manipulating or guilt-tripping others, criticizing or insulting to feel superior, starting conflicts or creating unnecessary drama. Most people let toxic individuals control their emotions, leading to stress, anger, or frustration. However, Stoicism teaches that other people's behavior is outside our control, but our reaction is entirely within our power. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, 'Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But I have seen the beauty of good, and none of them can harm me.'" What you can control, your reaction to toxic people, your boundaries and how much access they have to you, your ability to remain calm and unaffected. What you cannot control, how others behave, whether someone likes or respects you, whether people change or not. How to deal with toxic people. 1. Detach emotionally. Toxic people want a reaction, that's how they control others. The Stoic solution: refuse to react emotionally. When someone insults you, stay silent. When someone tries to manipulate you, respond with logic, not emotion. If someone is constantly negative, don't absorb their energy. By staying calm and detached, you take away their power over you. 2. Set boundaries. A Stoic does not tolerate unnecessary negativity. You have the right to set boundaries. Limit interaction with toxic people. Avoid engaging in their drama. Say no without feeling guilty. Toxic people thrive on your attention. By removing that attention, you free yourself. 3. View toxicity as a test of patience. Instead of resenting toxic people, see them as training for your self-control. When someone frustrates you, practice patience. When someone insults you, practice indifference. When someone spreads negativity, practice mental discipline. Epictetus said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." First, Stoic exercise, the unbothered test. The next time a toxic person tries to upset you, pause before responding. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? If the answer is no, remain calm, unaffected, and detached. By mastering your reactions, you become immune to toxic people and reclaim your inner peace.